Hello friends, welcome to Pathfinder Academy. My name is Shashikant Vibhuti. I am from Maharashtra. I have given 6 attempts from 2015 to 2020. Okay, in all those 6 attempts, I have cleared prelims, I have given mains, and I have given 3 interviews in 2017, 18, 19, 2020 result is still awaited. Okay, in all the 6 attempts, I cleared prelims, and among those 6 attempts, in 4 attempts, I got scores more than 130, excess of 130. Okay, now here I will be discussing with you my own strategy, how I scored 130 and how you can score 130. This is my 2019 prelims mark sheet for your reference. This is my 2016 mark sheet, and this is my 2017 prelims mark sheet. Uh, before starting our discussion, I will let you know what I think about the examination. Okay, personally, I feel that everyone should aim high and they should target a score of 130, and that is quite possible. Why to score 130 in the examination, or why to set that target in the examination? The reason is, if you score 130, you won't waste your time in discussing those nonsense things, or nonsense things in a sense that like there would be a debate on when the result will come out, what would be the cutoff of the examination. It's better to score at least 10 to 15 marks above cutoff, so that you will stay away from these things. Okay, and when you score in the excess of, let us say, 120 or 130, it itself shows that your conceptual clarity and your study has been good. Okay, that is second thing. Thirdly, if you are aiming for forestry examination, it will anyway, with this score you can easily clear the forestry prelims. Okay, now to achieve the score of 130, many people say that you have to solve all the 100 questions. Okay, personally I don't feel that you have to solve all the 100 questions. 85, at least you have to solve 85 questions. It's your discretion whether you want to go beyond 85 or not, but you should not come below 85. Okay, you should solve at least 85 questions, and whenever you solve 85 questions, you make sure that among those 85, at least 70 are right. So it's a very, it requires a lot of practice. Only then this is possible. But if you practice for 3-4 months, it's possible that in 85 attempt you are able to get 70 right and 15 wrongs. In worst case scenario, don't make more than 20 wrongs in any test and attempt 85 questions. Even in that case, you will get 120 plus marks. Okay, so in any paper there are 100 questions, and among those 100 questions, 60 questions are from the basic sources, like polity, geography, history, and 40 questions are dynamic, and those dynamic questions include current affairs questions as well. Okay, or a question on, let us say, any geographical indicators or wildlife sanctuary. In these questions, you have limitations, you can't cover all those things in the dynamic questions, but from static questions you can easily score marks. So your focus should be on the static part. You should have conceptual understanding, you should know all the facts regarding those concepts. Okay, our basic general sources, and among the for the remaining 40 questions, you can have just one current affairs source and read it thoroughly. Okay, now we will divide our discussion in two parts. One part is what to do before exam, other part is what to do during exam. Okay, in case of before exam, in general you have to start your prelims preparation. If you are a first timer, then at least 4 months before the prelims preparation. Okay, then second thing is you have to limit the sources. In general, there are so many sources, various classes coming with various sources, and some of the classes that even claim that if you read our notes you will clear the prelims examination, but that is not the case. Okay, that's why you have to limit the sources. In case of current affairs, go with the monthly magazines rather than newspapers or PT 365 or the source which comes at the 11th hour. Okay, secondly, as far as revision is concerned, you have to revise the material. Whatever sources you have shortlisted, you have to revise those materials for at least 3 times, and it is possible. If you read same thing for 3, 4, 5 times, at the end of fifth round, you can easily remember those things or those concepts, right? So you should read those contents at least 3 times. Okay, you should have 3 rounds, and in the first round itself, you should read the content to understand the concept thoroughly rather than to remember the facts. If you understand concept, it's very easy to remember the facts, but if you directly focus on the facts, then you are at the wrong stage of preparation, because at the first stage you should focus on the concepts rather than facts. Okay, and when you read a content for the first time, go through previous year question papers or questions on that topic. Okay, then you should revise in rounds. In round 1, you read all the content once, then you go through previous year question papers. Again, you read that material for the second time. This time, you should focus on the specific part of the concept. What is the basic keyword in that concept? Okay. Accordingly, you complete your round 2, then come to round 3. Then you, in the round 3, round 4, you will be focusing only on the keywords. That's it. Okay. From passage, you will turn to a statement. From statement, you will come to a single word. The single word. Okay. And round 1 may take more than 1.5 months. Round 2 may take more than 20 days. And accordingly, the number of days required for each round will decrease. Okay. Now from revisions, we will move to notes. Many students ask me whether we should make notes or not. Personally, I would suggest you to not to make any notes, because anyway, if you read the same book again and again, you will easily remember at on what page which concept is mentioned. Okay, so it's better to use books for revision, same book, and use multiple color highlighters or pens. Okay, to make your notes. Or if you want to make note, if you want to put some extra information, or if you want to write something, you can write on either sticky notes or either just empty spaces around that concept in that book. Okay, in that way you can do. Even if you want to make notes, then those notes should be precise and crisp. Okay, let us say in case of modern history, you can make notes of the laws passed by the British Parliament regarding India from 1773 to 1947. Those notes you can make. Okay, and you should have your own shortcuts in the sense that sometimes a particular concept is very difficult to remember. So in that case, you will come with some shortcuts. I had one shortcut. I will share one of my shortcuts with you, and that shortcut is POP STOP. POP-STOCK, POP STOP. You know that there is one Stockholm Convention. Okay, that convention is regarding persistent organic pollutant. So sometimes we get confused between Basel Convention, Stockholm Convention, okay, Rotterdam Convention. So in that case, it's very easy to remember with this shortcut, okay, or short trick. This way you can solve the test, or you can remember the concept. Now we will discuss the test part. Okay, how many tests you should solve, what kind of test, or how you should solve a test. Okay, now in general there is a debate going on among the aspirants that someone will say that you have to solve 100 tests, someone will say that you should not solve those many tests, even 5 to 10 tests are sufficient. Someone will say that you should solve test a day, daily one test. Okay, my personal opinion regarding this is you need to solve 20 to 30 tests. Those are sufficient for your exam preparation. Okay, and two tests per week, and focus on the full syllabus test more than the sectional test. The reason being, final UPSC exam is a full syllabus test. Okay, that's why you should focus on the full syllabus test. Then along with writing the test, it is very important to analyze the test, like what went wrong in your test. Okay, sometimes you might have studied a lot, you have done hard work, but it may happen that in a particular test you get very less marks. So many people get demoralized with that score. Okay, so rather than getting demoralized, you should see for the scope for improvement, what improvement you can do in that test. Okay, and what learnings you can get from the test and how you use those learnings in the next test. Whenever you complete the test, go through the wrong attempts, wrong questions, or the questions which went wrong, and just see why those went wrong. It could be you might have guessed, it could be you might have used some tricks. Many people give a list of tricks that if you use those tricks you will clear the exam. That is not the case. Okay, and some people have assumptions, like some people, like it happens that if I don't know the answer, I will go with the C option, or I will go with the D option. That kind of have you done that kind of mistakes? Okay, have you done any silly mistake? Have you tried to use the tricks rather than your knowledge? In that case, that question may go wrong, or you might have assumed the answer, or you might have used your intuition. So in that case, the question may go wrong. Okay, that's why analyze the paper, learn from the paper, and try to improve in the next test. Don't repeat the mistakes. You make new mistakes, no problem, but don't repeat the mistakes. Okay, then now we will discuss what to do during the exam. Okay, in general, you might have heard many aspirants saying that they studied very hard. Okay, they got more than 130, 140, 150 marks in the sectional and other tests during mock tests, but in the final examination they were unable to get 90 marks. It happens. The reason being, there is a difference between actual match and practice match. Okay, if you see, in practice match there is no pressure of failure, or there is no pressure of performance, but in the actual match there is a fear of failure and the pressure of performance. So that's why whenever you solve any test, always think that it is a final UPSC test. Whatever you want to achieve in the final test, you should attempt those in the practice test, like your accuracy level, your number of attempts, how many questions you should attempt. Okay, those things should be done in the practice test, and those should be implemented in the final examination. So when you enter into the exam hall, I would suggest you to stay away from other people, or any general pep talk, discussion, whatever it is, because people in general, when people go at the exam center, hardly 5 to 10% people might be serious about the examination. 90% people will not be serious. So don't waste your time with those people's thoughts, discussions. They may distract you. Okay, that's why stay away. When you start your examination, focus on one question at a time. It should not happen that you try to attempt a particular question, it went wrong, or you thought that it's a very difficult question. That mindset during that question should not impact your next question. Okay, that care you should take. Then read all the questions carefully, because silly mistakes do happen only in easy questions, and silly mistakes happen when we read casually. Okay, UPSC has habit of just making certain changes in the statements. Okay, they will change the figure. If the actual figure is 4,000, they will write 40,000. Or if there is a, let us say, a trade wind, it is between 0 degree to 30 degree north and south. Okay, so in case of north they will write south, in case of south they will write north. Okay, so those minor changes UPSC makes, and if we read casually, we may make mistakes there. Okay, so read questions carefully, solve easy questions first, and you can avoid the most difficult questions. Okay, so this is what I want to say. I am quite sure if you are consistent, if you are if you study hard, if you practice, then you can easily get this much score. Okay, that's why keep on practicing, don't waste your time, and if you have any query, any doubt, you can mail us to the mail ID given in the description. And thank you all. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to comment in the comment box. and please share among your friends and please subscribe to our channel.